Hey guys, it's currently March 13th, 2019, and I got to see some of you guys yesterday on Tuesday, which was unfortunately my last day at TTEC. So I got to see some of you guys and others I did not. For those of you that I didn't get to see, I officially wanted to say my goodbyes because I had a really great run. So that's why I'm making this Facebook post. Um, So I usually don't make Facebook posts, but for this occasion I will. And I wanted to thank you all for the experience that I've had there for the past 2 years. It's meant a lot to me because I've learned a lot from you guys, as well as from the job and about myself. Um, so I kind of wanted to share my story with you guys, and I don't want to make it too long, but I'm kind of on a time limit here. Since I can only post a certain length of video. Um, but back in 2017, in September, I didn't even intend to apply for TTEC, and I got a call, and I came in for the interview. I didn't have much expectations. They had a group interview, and I just answered the best I could. They said a week later, there's a training class. Come on board, we'll train you. And I was curious, so I went for it. Um, so the following week, I went through training and I got to meet the floor walkers from the production floor, the team leaders, and my fellow colleagues. And it was a different experience, but probably one of the greatest experience I've had. And I take a lot of pride in it because I got to connect with everybody, meet so many new people, learn a lot about different types of people and how to handle different situations. So I never took my time there at work for granted, simply for the fact that not only was it just a job, but it felt like family to me. So I want to thank you guys for that. Um, so after my training, I went out on production floor and I got to meet the tenured agents that were floor walking. Um, and getting to know them, learning the systems even more and more. Training was very different than production, simply for the fact that there's very specific and narrow situations for each type of guest or customers that we interact with. Um, I learned a lot about patience, a lot about making mistakes, a lot about how to fix those mistakes and owning up to making things right when they're wrong. Um, so on a personal level, I've learned about a lot about how to approach people, and I've made mistakes in the past, but I moved on from it. Um, but to continue the story, um, as time went on, I got to know the team leaders, and I felt like part of the family, and it felt really great because I didn't have that experience with any other company that I worked with before. Um, Simply for that fact, TTEC is unique. And I wish it kind of went back to the way that it was before when I first started. Um, but in any case, as time went on, some of the tenured agents became team leaders, and one of our team leaders became an operations manager, which was really great to see opportunities for everyone, as well as seeing people move on and moving up in the company. Um, so it was a great time. Um, at that time, I was really an introvert and I just focused on myself and improving my skills as a customer service agent as well as being a better person in general. Um, so as time went on, I stayed focused and I had personal goals. But in terms of moving up in the company, I didn't have that thought until the opportunity came. One day I was looking at the interviews, or not interviews, I'm sorry. I overheard that there were team lead positions open, and I thought I would go for it anyway, since what could it hurt? Um, so going for the team lead position, I put in my application, and I was given the chance to interview. At that point, I took it seriously, and it caught me off guard because our operations manager at the time, um, I didn't think she noticed me, but um, apparently she did, because I didn't think much of the process itself. It was informal. I didn't get a chance to dress up like I normally do on a professional level with suit and tie, um, but that's okay. I answered her questions the best I could and give her scenarios as to what I would do if I became a team lead. So a couple days later, I didn't think I would get the position, and I totally forgot about the interview. And later on that week, I was pulled into an office room by one of the team leaders, and I thought I was in trouble because I didn't think anything. Um, I didn't realize that I did something wrong, and I thought I did something wrong. And one of the team leaders said that, do you know why you're here? And I said, no, I have no idea what I do wrong. And he just laughed at me. And looking back at it, it's pretty funny because for those of you that know Austin Sola, he's kind of a um, funny, yet he has a personality. Let's just put it that way. Um, but go to go back to the story. Um, I wasn't in trouble, and he asked me how I felt about being a team leader, and I was kind of shocked because I forgot about it at the time, and I didn't know what to think. I was kind of shocked as well as confused because I didn't think it would happen. Um, but in any case, um, he said that I was selected as a team lead for the next wave, as well as Jean, Michelle, and Rosa. And I was really excited, and I said, absolutely, I will do my best, like I always have since I started working there. And as time went on, I focused in the TL 101 with my fellow colleagues as we were being promoted, going through the training, and I stuck to it. After we finished the TL 101, we became official team leads, and we started learning more about the job hands-on. And as time went on, I progressed with my skills as a team leader. But don't get me wrong, we all make mistakes, and I own up to those mistakes. And I've learned a lot from making mistakes and making the right choices, making the best choices that I could. Um, and that just comes with every experience. So I want to officially thank everybody for contributing to my experiences of progressing through the stages of being a team lead. So as time went on, our operations manager had to take a step down, and I had to take a step down too. And I felt really bad about what happened. Um, and I don't really want to go into details about it, but at the same time, I understood because the company had to make decisions based off of what was going on because we had a new operations manager. So, for those of you that know what's going on, Tammy had to step down, and uh, our new operations manager was Chewy. Um, so, after a while, I got promoted again, and Tammy left the company. And a little bit later, I got promoted back up to team leader position. It was a difficult time, and um, I had to think a lot about the situation as to what was going on, where am I headed in my future with the company, and um, what what to do next. Um, so I stuck in there and hung out and kept doing my job. And later on, I was promoted back to team leader where I was before. And I was really thankful to get that opportunity back again because things had changed and I was just very thankful. So I learned a lot about what happened as to why it happened, and I started questioning myself a lot. Um, but regardless of what happened, I got to become a team leader again. And I put my all into it, staying late, filling out reports in time, reliability, um, making sure that I do proper coachings. Um, I was answering questions, taking supervisor calls, just anything that I could to maximize productivity in my day, my 8-hour day. I did as much as I could, and I gave it my all. And it's been a good year or so afterwards. And at that point, I've been with the company for um, about a year and a half. So as time progressed, um, I feel like I had to um, make some changes because things were changing in my life. And change is inevitable. And I wanted to show my appreciation to every single one of you guys that contributed, whether you're an agent, a team leader, or upper management in training, whatever the case is. If you were there at Teletech, which is now TTEC, um, you contributed to my experience for the past 2 years. And I want to let you guys know that I appreciate every single second of it. I'm going from an environment of 100 to 200 people on a daily basis to at home job where I'm not seeing anybody. So it's definitely a big change in my life, and it was a decision that I had to make that was best for me. But regardless, I won't ever forget the experiences that you guys have shared with me on a personal level and on a professional level. Um, so I wanted to officially say my farewells to you guys because I may see some of you, others I may not. But regardless, I hope you guys push yourselves, whether it's continuing with the company at TTEC or moving on to a different company. But my point is that you should always push yourself to be better than who you were yesterday. In the introductions that we had with the team leads to the new trainees, when we went in there were two team leads that always stressed about how they were the best and how they were better than the other team leads. But at the same time, when I was listening to it, I thought to myself, that's great and all. But for me, every single day that I was at work, I pushed myself to be better than who I was yesterday. And I want you guys to keep that in mind too, because I'm going to bring that with me to my next job, to my future jobs, and I won't ever forget it. So I want to thank every single one of you guys that have believed in me and were with me from the beginning, especially you, Tammy. You believed in me and you trusted me to do my best. And I won't ever forget that. So thank you.